You know, Dana, we talk about this all the time. Now more than ever, people are using apps to help them navigate Las Vegas.
Definitely. I can't live without it.
And we have one that covers it all. The best part about it, it is free. Download the Vegas Near Me app on the Google Play and in the Apple App Store. But be sure to use the link down in our show notes to download it to your phone now.
Figure out where to park, how much it costs, get full detailed maps of all our hotel casinos, book a restaurant or an Uber. You're also going to find restaurant coupons, sightseeing tour deals, and more. A free app, and it could save you money. We love that. If it's fun to do or see, it's on Vegas Near Me. Welcome to episode 172 of Vegas Revealed. Was Las Vegas slower than normal in April and May? We discuss.
The Formula One race entertainment includes a stage outside of the MSG Sphere. Some of the performances have just been announced. We'll let you know who they are.
And I went to the Michael Carbonaro show at the Rio and loved it.
The iHeartRadio Music Festival lineup is just out.
Plus, if you love oysters, we have the place for you and an app that will make your next trip to the airport a bit smoother.
It's all coming up this week on Vegas Revealed. Let's spin that wheel.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 172 of Vegas Revealed. Dana Roselli here, along with Sean McAllister. And, of course, we've got to give a shout-out to our subscribers, Omar, Rob, and Steven. Thank you so much for subscribing and supporting the podcast every month. We really appreciate it.
And if you'd like to join those ranks as well, there's a link down in our show notes. We'll give you a shout-out. And email us anything that you want us to talk about.
And something we wanted to talk about this week, we have constantly been telling you how well Vegas is doing, and not that it's not. But Sean and I both had conversations with people over the last couple weeks who have said Las Vegas wasn't really strong during April and May. Now, do we have complete confirmation of that? We do not. We do have the report from April that shows the numbers were down compared to 2019. And you may remember us in the past constantly saying for a while there, like, numbers are up from even pre-pandemic. Well, it looks like there was a little shift in April.
Yeah, from just, again, informal conversations that we've had with people who work at some spots that are usually pretty busy have said, geez, you know, we just really have not had people packing it in here lately. What's going on? It's been a little bit slower. And one thing that came to mind is, you know, we've had, you know, the Stanley Cup playoffs happening here in Las Vegas. And maybe this certainly is not scientific again, but just an idea that, you know, tickets to go and see some of these games, even some of the entertainment ticket prices, they've really climbed up there a lot. And I have personally wondered whether people have decided to put their money into one event and then really just lay low for the rest of the time. Maybe not go to dinner or some other type of entertainment event before or after going to a big ticket entertainment or sporting event.
Yeah, because if you look back, I mean, you think about like, besides even sports, you know, Taylor Swift was here for 2 days at Allegiant Stadium. A lot of people went to Adele's show toward the end of her first run of residency. And you and I were both shocked going, people didn't even flinch at buying these tickets. It's like, oh yeah, I'm going to Taylor Swift for $700. I'm going to Adele for $1,200, you know, and they wanted to create that one time, you know, the moment of a lifetime experience. But then what can you do after that? Are they going to some of the entertainment attractions that are either on the strip or near the strip? Someone I specifically talked to works at a popular entertainment venue just off the strip. And they said, we were kind of in the negative for the first time ever. And I was like, wow, but maybe the Swifties aren't going to do that after, or people that are coming into Adele are swooping in, having a nice dinner, dressing up, going to Adele, and going to bed. I don't know.
Well, and here's another thing that started in April and is going to continue through September is paving projects leading up to the Formula One race. that we have coming up later this fall here in Las Vegas. And that has caused a lot of traffic situations that I think people are staying away from. Along the course of the F1 track, it has caused a lot of disruptions with these road paving projects. And I know I've personally had to alter the way I get around town just to avoid the headaches and the slowdowns that are associated with the paving.
Yeah, it's a lot. So, if locals traveling, and then if we've got a lot of people that drive in from Arizona and LA and Utah that have their cars, maybe they're just kind of staying put or going to places that they can only walk to from their hotel or something like that. So I don't know. Again, none of it's scientific, but it was just an interesting conversation. And we apparently, sorry, I just kicked something when I crossed my leg. Apparently a lot of people saying that things are slower. Hopefully we have a lot coming up and things will pick up here in Las Vegas. It doesn't seem slow when you're out and about. It definitely seems as busy, but again, maybe they aren't spending on other things. So not sure. I know there are a lot of like budgets and cut too for like different kinds of things like marketing and videos and stuff like that. So we'll have to see. We have a busy fall. We know that. Tons of things are opening, huge events coming. So I don't know. Maybe that will be something that makes up for the rest of the year.
Yeah, and we do expect to get in our hands the official visitation numbers at the end of June. And those would be numbers for May. So it takes about a month to compile all that information and get it out. So at the end of this month, maybe we'll need to revisit and see what the official numbers say and see how that lines up with the conversations we've been having. But as we mentioned, Dana, Las Vegas has been in the midst of playoff hockey fever. And I mean, if there has ever been any question about the devotion Las Vegas has toward the Vegas Golden Knights, it has been reaffirmed over this run of playoff hockey.
Yeah, it's been so great. It is so much fun to just watch the city embrace this and everyone be so excited. There was a game on the other night, and I mentioned I was actually on my way to your house, and I was getting ready, and the game had started already, and I could hear this roar in my building, and I was like, oh my gosh, because I had it on mute because I had just gotten off the phone, and I looked up, and we had scored, and it's like you could hear a roar outside my building, inside my building, and I'm like, the whole city's watching this game. It's amazing, or they're there, So it's been so fun to see that. We're recording, so at this point, we don't know if the Golden Knights could have advanced. The Golden Knights could still be playing. We can't quite talk real time on this one because we do record the podcast and there's a game Thursday, Saturday, and a bunch of days coming up.
Yeah, so if there's a sweep, by the time that you listen to this, there could be a
Stanley Cup.
Silver Cup in our midst, but we don't want to jinx anything. But regardless, there has been hockey fever sweeping the country, sweeping Las Vegas, and I think even some of the naysayers about Las Vegas hockey have kind of come around and had to admit, you know what, there really is no other atmosphere like this in the NHL. Whether you have things to say about the formation of the team, the makeup of the team, whatever, we have a pretty darn good team, and we have shown on the ice, and we're getting results from that. So
we are.
Go Knights, go.
Yeah, you can see some of the comments under the NHL posts that people are just kind of caving, like, you know what, Vegas is good. I wanted to read a quick tweet from one of the Florida fans that came to Las Vegas. It's kind of gone viral. His name's Chris Pennell. He's on Twitter. And he said, after going to Game 1 in Vegas, I have to say, Vegas has some of the nicest fans I've ever met. People went out of their way to ask if we were enjoying ourselves and were super hospitable. As a Panthers fan, I can't speak higher of a fan base than Vegas after the way that we were treated. And I just love that. Everyone's been chiming in, all the, Vegas-born fans saying, welcome to our city. We're glad you had fun. He said, you know what? I have tickets to game. I think it was 6 or whatever. If it goes that far, I'll be back.
Well, and here's the thing. People who live here in Las Vegas know that this is a hospitality town. A lot of people work in the hospitality field. So I don't think it's any surprise that we would be an outgoing bunch of people toward visitors.
Right.
Because we do want people to have a good time when they're here, even if you're rooting for the other team.
And also, since sports is still fairly new to us, we're excited to have sports here, on a national level. So we're happy. We're fun fans. We're kind and we like it. We can be nasty though, back and forth if you get nasty to us. So there. We've got a lot coming up in the fall, like we mentioned, and one of them is the F1 race. And we learned some new information that came out this week about the entertainment that's going to be in the T-Mobile zone at the MSG Sphere.
Yeah, so I was excited to learn that there is going to be entertainment spread out throughout the footprint of the F1 track. So obviously, the moment that the cars are right in front of you, that's the F1 viewing. But it sounds like there's going to be entertainment spread throughout. This T-Mobile stage, which is being set up outside of the Sphere, which is right on one of the turns of the racetrack. We've learned that Jay Belvin is going to be performing along with Major Lazer, Mark Ronson, Cirque du Soleil, Blue Man Group, A-Track. There's a list of other performers who are going to be performing on this specific stage as well.
Wednesday, November 15th, Thursday, November 16th. Actually, a bunch of days. Sorry, Friday, November 17th. And then Saturday, November 18th. Since they're making it a really like a long weekend event, there's people that are buying 3-day passes. And I know there's practice races and practice runs that everyone will be able to watch and then also just take part in all the different experiences. So all those acts will be spread out, I'm assuming, across the different days. It does say times are TBC, so we don't know the times yet.
Yeah, but I mean, that's cool that there is going to be, and that's just one section of the racetrack. So as we get closer to that F1 race, no doubt we'll have new entertainment offerings that are going to be coming to light as well.
Yeah. And, talking about, events in the fall, we think cool, but, we're just heading into summer here in Las Vegas. And believe it or not, by the time this podcast drops, we've probably hit 100, but it's been a long time since we've actually even hit 100 degrees. We've been in the 80s and 90s. It's absolutely wonderful, but it will get hotter.
This episode comes out on Saturday. Wednesday or Thursday is forecast to be the first 100-degree day that we have in Las Vegas, which is one of the longest stretches that we've had. Mm-hmm. I think as forecast, things could change, but as forecast, it'll be 279 days since the last 100-degree day, which means that the summer temperatures could stretch well into the fall.
Yeah, true. And so weird. We were out by the pool the other day, me and some friends, and it was like 95 maybe. We were like, I can't take it. Like, I need to go in because we aren't even, that felt so hot. When we've been in 110 before and had no problem.
Right.
But it's just been a while. We're not used to it. The sun felt so strong. So listen, there are a lot of people who love to hang by the pool, enjoy the warm atmosphere, get an amazing tan, do all that. But we also know when we have visitors to Las Vegas that you do like to find some places to keep cool. We recently did a segment on KCAL News. We do it twice a month on Thursday mornings. And one of our topics was places to keep cool. So we thought we would say it here on the podcast too, because I think we had some pretty good ideas.
Yeah. The first one that comes to mind, we have a lot of different museums, believe it or not, here in Las Vegas. And those are great places to go and, get some culture, have some different experiences. One of the most unique museums we have here is the Mob Museum. It is a national museum of organized crime. It's located here in Las Vegas. Obviously, we have a very storied past with organized crime and the mob. And, that's all highlighted inside the Mob Museum. It's in downtown Las Vegas, in the old Las Vegas courthouse, which has been turned into the Mob Museum. It's really cool. I've been in there a few times, and they also have a speakeasy down in the basement.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool place, and it's so unique. I remember when it opened, I don't know if I was chatting with the mayor or something, and she was saying, like, we have people coming here from all sorts of countries all over the world because they're so interested in this museum and the fact that it's so unique.
Yeah.
So, and then, now we've got the speakeasy, and I know a lot of people love that. And so it's really cool. And it's literally cool because it's air conditioned.
That's right.
And someplace else that you can go to keep cool is the -5 Ice Bar. Now, we actually have 3 spread out across Las Vegas. Basically, everything from your drink cup to the bar to there's ice sculptures. It's cold in there. It's all ice.
The chairs.
It's a really cool place. You and I went into the one at Mandalay Bay actually for a shoot. And it was funny. We could only shoot for so long without the camera like freezing up. But people were in big fuzzy jackets. They were drinking fun drinks. They have the shot skis where they put the shots on the ski.
Yep.
And everyone kind of does it at once. We also have one at the Link Promenade and what's the other
Venetian.
One? The Venetian, right. And the Venetian. So check out -5 Ice Bar. It's a fun place. And another thing that we talked about, we actually already did a tip on this, but the dive-in movies over at the Cosmopolitan. And I figured bring this up again, Sean, because when we did the segment on KCAL, I remember the news anchor saying, wait, it's only $15? That's a great deal. So
right.
It's $15 for dive-in movies. I think it's 8 p.m. on Mondays, every Monday through like September. They're showing like Pulp Fiction, Grease, Top Gun, all sorts of really, classic movies.
They do. They have, and it's a good mix of classic movies and newer releases as well. So you can look up dive-in movies over at the Cosmopolitan to get the full lineup. Maybe we'll post the full lineup of movies on our vegas-revealed.com website as well.
Yeah, and if you stay there, you get in free, by the way. And first responders and military, too.
And by the way, you can go on YouTube to see our full segment with KCAL about these places to keep cool. And while you're online, you may as well stop by our Vegas Revealed shop that we now have on Amazon.
I know. We've started this shop, and we've actually had a really good response from people saying, hey, this is really cool. We curated some lists with different kind of categories. We've got Sean's favorite things on there, my favorite things. We've got travel essentials, things you need if you come to Las Vegas, hydration kind of things, like really cool water bottles that we recommend, and different types of ways to stay hydrated. You need to remember to stay hydrated in Vegas because it's a dry heat. People don't think you need to, but you do.
Yeah, and we also have a section on there of stadium bags. So these are bags that are approved to go into different arenas. However, we do have a caveat.
Yeah.
Different arenas have different size restrictions on the bags that you're allowed to bring in. So at T-Mobile Arena, it might be a smaller bag. At Allegiant Stadium, they might allow bigger bags in. Mm-hmm. So you do need to check the specific venue you are attending. But this is a general list of bags that are arena approved.
Yeah. And we have a lot of the clear ones on there as well in different sizes. Again, check the size. But the clear ones usually get through at Allegiant Stadium with no problem. T-Mobile sometimes a little stricter, and that's here anyway. So yes, check all that out. Also, just so you know, we do make a little commission off that because we take the time to curate and put it together. It's just something we thought, let's see if this works. It's beneficial to you guys. It's beneficial to us. It helps us with some of our podcast fees. And so we'd appreciate you browsing around. And if you want to do your whole shopping list on there, we get credit for that too.
and we just want to point out, we have taken care to make sure that these are actually really useful items too. Yes. It's not like a one and done kind of deal.
No.
So check down in our show notes. We have the link to our Amazon store. Just check it out. Yeah. Go on, browse, and see if anything strikes your fancy.
Right. And we'll push it a little bit on social media too.
Dana, you recently attended a show that afterward, I got a text from you and you were like, oh my God, this show was so funny. So tell me about it.
Well, because I didn't expect it to be funny. I had not done full research on Michael Carbonaro. He is over at the Penn Teller Theater at the Rio while Penn and Teller are not there. Of doing shows all through June and then the very beginning of July. Now, he did this before last year, and you and I had actually a out of town trip, big project that we were doing, and we couldn't make it there. So I wanted to get over there this time. And, I thought like Michael Carbonaro was like more of a magician, and he is, but he's also really funny and a prankster. And we laughed the entire show. I can't explain it. You know how someone just hits every one-liner the right way with the right tone? Has you dying. He is a prankster. So he's got this show. Actually, you can see the show now, reruns of it. Carbonaro, The Carbonaro Effect, excuse me. It's on HBO Max now, if you want to go watch, where he it's almost like a punked type deal.
Okay.
It's so funny. And he was showing like if he did go and have to do like a change or reset up, he would show like some of his favorite clips or favorite pranks. And we were laughing at those as well. But I can't give away too much because a lot of it is the surprise of it that makes it funny and entertaining. But anyway, if you want to go laugh, see some magic, be wowed. If you love audience participation and love seeing people's reactions to things, go see Michael Carbonaro while you can. It's really, really good show over at the Rio.
And this is like cheeks hurt from laughing so much kind of a thing, isn't it?
I mean, we were dying. It's this one big trick, prank / yeah. It's funny. You know what it is? It's like he's really good at like picking the right people to participate in things. Let's put it that way. And there might be some other eyes, like maybe like looking around while he's doing like, picking the right people. It's really funny. And I can't explain it. He is a funny, funny guy. It's a good show. Go see it while you can. I know he's doing some traveling outside of Vegas and does shows all over in different places, but he's here in Vegas like all through June. So I definitely head over there.
And listen, comedians and Italian food go in the same category with Dana. So if she gives her stamp of approval on Italian food or comedians,
right,
they're really good.
I'm picky with comedians.
You are. So I like to hear that. Michael Carbonaro over at the Rio. Hey, Las Vegas is festival season in the fall, and the iHeartRadio Music Festival is an annual event that happens here for several years now. My gosh, over a decade, I believe. Not I believe, I know. September 22nd and 23rd, the iHeartRadio Music Festival is coming back here to Las Vegas over at T-Mobile Arena. And the lineup of artists for this year's festival has just been announced, and there are some good names on this act, Dana.
I mean, I feel like there always are, right? But but what's fun is looking at like that they always have such a variety.
Right.
It's like you're going to go to the iHeart Music Festival and you're going to see Public Enemy. And then after that, Tim McGraw is going to come out, and then TLC, and then, Sheryl Crow is going to come out, and then Fall Out Boy and Kelly Clarkson and the Foo Fighters and Lil Wayne and 30 Seconds to Mars. So it's a good lineup. It's different than any of the past ones. I love that they really always change it up.
They do. And
it's never there's not a lot of repeat.
No, there's not. And there's a lot of collaboration that happens on stage at the iHeartRadio Music Festival as well. This is just the first round of artists to be announced. We do expect more to come out shortly.
Sorry, I keep crossing my leg and I'm right next to some equipment.
There's some stuff by you that's not usually there.
I don't know what's going on over here.
We'll need to clean up our equipment over there.
Let's clean up and maybe we do some tips. How about that?
Perfect.
Okay, if you love oysters, this tip is for you. There is a new food hall over at Aria. We've talked about it a little bit, but we haven't gone into great detail. But it's called the Proper Eats Food Hall. And it's got a variety of different restaurants all within the hall. So you can go up to order whatever you want. You could have family and friends with you and they'll go order what they want. There's also a bar. There's a speakeasy. It's a really cool place. And they have just launched an oyster happy hour, Sean.
Ooh.
I know. It's a weekday $1.50 oyster happy hour.
What?
And I thought, gosh, there are a lot of people who really love oysters. Oyster bars are popular here in Las Vegas. They always have been. So I know people love them.
And it's hard to get a seat at the really good oyster bars here in Las Vegas.
Yeah. So it's going to be available at the Proper Eats Proper Bar. And we've walked over there before.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's
really
a big
nice
bar.
Big bar in the round. So it's a picturesque social hub overlooking the resort's lavish pool, is the way they describe it. And the happy hour is going to be 4 to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. $1.50 oyster happy hour over at Aria's Proper Eats Food Hall. I think that was definitely worth a mention.
Good find. I on occasion I eat oysters and I really do enjoy them.
Yeah.
I don't have them as much as I like, but I think this happy hour is going to get me over there.
And I think it's a good happy hour thing too, because I don't eat oysters and some people do
As
to
a
fill
meal?
up.
Right.
Yeah, but it's a great little compliment to a glass of wine. It's a good happy hour kind of meal, snack, whatever you want to call it.
We'll order up some dirty martinis and oysters.
Oh, yum! Sounds delicious.
Hey, my tip for the week is a travel tip. And I know we're headed into the busy summer travel season. So this could really save you some headaches at the airport if flying is part of your journey. The TSA has an app that is called My TSA. And I've been playing around with it, and it's a really helpful tool. In addition to giving you the checklist of items that are and are not approved, it also gives you wait times at the TSA checkpoints. So you can see when you're headed out to the airport, how much time am I going to need to plan? And you can even look ahead to see the general estimated wait times based on time of day. As we're recording now, the wait time at Harry Reid International here in Las Vegas is 15 to 30 minutes going through TSA. And I can see later on at roughly 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, there's a big spike in the wait time. It goes up to probably 30 to 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's when all the red eyes leave, right?
It is. You have to get there. Yep.
Well, I find it interesting because I think it's great for people who travel all the time, and it's great for people who don't travel all the time. Because sometimes if you are not going to the airport all the time, you sit there and you put so much thought into, when do I need to get to the airport?
Yep.
Or if you're traveling at a time that you don't normally, you usually take red eyes, but you found a cheap ticket that leaves at 6 a.m. on a Thursday and you've never been to the airport that early. How's it what does the security line look like? How early do I need to get there? Kind of eases a little bit of that anxiety.
And for people who usually, let's just as an example, say you usually fly on Southwest, but maybe you found a really good ticket deal on United or American or Frontier or Spirit. And they might fly out of a different terminal and you may not be familiar with the gate orientation, all that. This My TSA app also has a really cool interactive map of airports across the country. So you can zoom in, you can see where the gates are, you can see where the bathrooms are inside of there, the different shops and restaurants, where they're located throughout the terminal. So
I like that. I like the restaurant thing.
So if you're at an airport you don't usually connect through or a destination that you haven't been to before, it really is helpful finding that stuff.
Because I always wonder, if I walk by this slew of restaurants, if I keep going, are there going to be others? Or is this my last chance?
Really packed.
Yeah, is this my last chance?
Yep.
And then you're just done. So yeah, it's good to look ahead.
Because doesn't that suck when you go on a quest to find another one and then you find yourself at the end of the terminal and you're like, well, now I have to go all the way back to the B gates to try and find some food. So so this will save time all around.
So it's My TSA. You just look that up in the App Store?
My TSA. It's a free app to download and a really helpful travel tool.
Awesome. That is a great tip. 2 good tips today, I think. Hey, next week, everyone, we are chatting with Bill Maher. He is coming to Las Vegas to do some shows. He actually already did a couple. He's got more coming up in June, and then I think he's back in September. So we're going to have a chat with Bill Maher, and that interview will be in podcast 173 after this one. So, and if you have anything you want us to ask Bill Maher, our interview is early in the week. Send us an email, ideas@vegas-revealed.com. If you have a burning question for Bill, let us know.
And there is also a really big, nice new restaurant opening up down on the Strip called Ocean Prime. We're headed over to a preview of that as well. So we'll give you the scoop about what to expect from Ocean Prime when it starts accepting guests.
I know. And hopefully we can get that in next week. If not, we'll hold it to the next week because we're going later in the week. This week we went to Flanker, which is the sports bar and restaurant that we talked about last week. So we'll talk about Flanker. We'll give you a little bit of info on Ocean Prime. We'll have the chat with Bill Maher and all that good stuff next week.
And we want to thank our sponsor, Vegas Near Me, as usual. You can download the Vegas Near Me app from the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. It's a great companion tool for your Las Vegas visit. If it's fun to do or see, it is on Vegas Near Me.
Yeah, and if you want to sponsor the podcast, feel free to reach out. We've had some pretty decent meetings lately, and we're hoping to land a couple more sponsors to turn this into a video podcast. I know you guys keep asking us for it, so hopefully, fingers crossed, it's sometime this summer, hopefully midsummer, we're going to start a video podcast.
Yeah, by fall, we should be up and running and full steam.
Yeah, we're manifesting. All right. Have a great week, everyone.
We got bills to pay, packing up a suitcase. Let's take a holiday.